You're watching this because something in your life has finally become unbearable. Don't pretend otherwise. The algorithm didn't randomly serve this up while you were looking for cat videos. You searched for something, maybe not these exact words, but the feeling behind them. That gnawing sense that you're failing at being human, that everyone else got the manual and you're just improvising badly. Good. That means you're ready to hear what Marcus Aurelius discovered while running an empire and watching it slowly eat him alive. Here's what they don't tell you about the most powerful man in Rome. He wrote his famous meditations at night, by candlelight, in military tents on the frontier, surrounded by death and political schemes and the crushing weight of other people's expectations. Not in some peaceful garden, not from a position of strength. He wrote them because he was falling apart, just like you are right now. Today I have got out of all trouble, he wrote, or rather I have cast out all trouble, for it was not outside, but within. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Sounds like Instagram philosophy. Except here's what he really meant. The trouble was never the collapsing empire, the plague killing his citizens, or his own body betraying him. The trouble was that voice in his head, the same one in yours right now, saying, "This shouldn't be happening to me." But it is happening, and that's the gift. Look, you think you need to fix your life, get your act together, become someone better. Marcus thought that too, until he realized something that would have gotten him laughed out of every self-help seminar in existence. You can't improve yourself because the self you're trying to improve is the problem. It's like trying to lift yourself up by your own hair. The harder you pull, the more it hurts, but you don't go anywhere. So he did something else. Something so simple it sounds stupid. He just watched. He watched his thoughts like you'd watch clouds passing overhead. Not judging, not fixing. Just watching this strange puppet show his mind was putting on every day. And in that watching, something shifted. See, your problem right now, whatever brought you here, isn't actually a problem. It's reality knocking on your door saying, "Hey, wake up, you've been sleepwalking." Maybe it's a breakup that shattered your fantasy of forever. Maybe it's losing a job that was slowly killing you anyway. Maybe it's just Tuesday and you realized you can't remember the last time you felt actually alive. Marcus knew this feeling intimately. Picture this. You're emperor of the known world. You have unlimited power, unlimited wealth, armies at your command. And you're writing notes to yourself at 2 a.m. because you can't sleep, because you know that tomorrow you'll have to sentence someone to death, or send young men to die in Germania, or pretend to care about some senator's petty grievance while plague ravages your capital. When you wake up in the morning, Marcus wrote, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Not exactly motivational poster material. But here's the kicker, he wasn't being cynical, he was being free. Free from the exhausting delusion that tomorrow people would finally act the way he wanted them to. You're exhausted for the same reason. You keep expecting reality to be different than it is. You keep thinking that if you just try harder, think smarter, want it more, then life will finally match the movie in your head. But life doesn't care about your movie. Life is too busy being exactly what it is. And what it is chaos, pretending to be order. Every morning you wake up convinced you know what the day will bring. Every morning you're wrong. But instead of admitting this, you double down. You make more plans, set more goals, create more elaborate fantasies about how things should be. Marcus watched Rome, the eternal city, the pinnacle of human achievement, and saw it for what it really was, a temporary arrangement of stones that would one day be dust. He could have despaired. Instead, he found it hilarious. All these people running around, accumulating wealth, chasing fame, plotting and scheming, and for what? In 100 years, no one would remember their names. In 1,000 years, their great-great-grandchildren would be dust. Remember, he told himself, that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. But he wasn't selling positive thinking. He was selling the opposite. Stop thinking you need anything beyond this moment. Stop thinking, period. Because here's what thinking does. It takes the raw, vivid, immediate experience of being alive and turns it into a problem to be solved. You're not just sad. You're sad, and it's wrong to be sad, and you need to fix being sad, and what's wrong with you that you can't fix being sad, and maybe you should try meditation or therapy or that new app everyone's talking about. Exhausting, isn't it? Marcus discovered something radical in those tent-lit nights. You can just stop. Not stop feeling. Not stop caring. Just stop the endless commentary. Stop the director's notes on your own life. Stop being both the actor and the critic, desperately trying to improve your performance for an audience that doesn't exist. Confine yourself to the present, he wrote, not as some spiritual practice, not as a life hack, but as the only sane response to the fundamental insanity of being a consciousness trapped in a dying body on a spinning rock in an indifferent universe. The present is all you have. It's all you've ever had. Every memory of the past, you're experiencing it now. Every fear of the future, also happening now. The past and future are just more thoughts arising in this moment, no different from the itch on your shoulder or the sound of traffic outside. But you don't believe this. You can't, because believing it would mean admitting that all your suffering, all of it, is self-manufactured, that you've been torturing yourself with shadows while reality just sits there, neutral as Switzerland, waiting for you to notice it. Let me tell you what happened to Marcus when he finally noticed. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The empire didn't suddenly run itself. His son Commodus was still a disappointment. The Germanic tribes still wanted to burn Rome to the ground. His body still hurt, people still annoyed him, and he still had to wake up every morning and pretend to be emperor. But something had shifted in the quality of his attention. Where before there was resistance, this constant psychic pushing against what is now there was just recognition. Yes, this is what's happening. Yes, this is difficult. Yes, I might fail. So, accept the things to which fate binds you, he wrote, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart, not because acceptance makes things better, because resistance makes them worse. Every moment you spend wishing reality was different is a moment you're not actually living, and you don't have that many moments to waste. You want to know why this video found you now? Because now is when you're finally exhausted enough to hear it. Not when you were still convinced you could fix everything. Not when you still had energy for the grand delusion. Now, when you're too tired to keep pretending. Marcus wrote something that should be carved into every self-help book as a warning. How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only to what he does himself. You know what he's really saying? Stop comparing your insides to everyone else's outsides. Stop using other people's lives as a measuring stick for your own. That way lies madness. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Everyone else is faking it too. That friend with the perfect relationship, they lie awake at night wondering if this is all there is. That colleague with the impressive career, they have panic attacks in bathroom stalls. That influencer with the enviable life, they're one algorithm change away from irrelevance, and they know it. We're all in the same boat, and the boat is sinking. Always has been. The only difference between you and the people who seem to have it together is that they're better at ignoring the water around their ankles. But you can't ignore it anymore. That's why you're here. The water has reached a level where pretending everything's fine requires more energy than you have. Good. Now you can start actually living, instead of just performing life. Marcus knew he was going to die. Not intellectually, everyone knows that, but really knew it, felt it in his bones every morning when his aging body protested another day of being emperor. And instead of depressing him, it freed him. It is not death that a man should fear, he realized, but never beginning to live. And when do we begin to live? When we stop waiting for life to begin. When we stop treating today as just an obstacle between us and some future happiness. When we stop believing that if we just get through this rough patch, if we just solve this one problem, if we just achieve this one goal, then real life can start. Your real life is happening right now while you're watching this. Not despite your problems, but including them. The anxiety you feel? Part of your real life. The disappointment? Also real life. The sense that you're somehow failing at being human? Congratulations, that's the most human feeling there is. Here's what Marcus would tell you if he could reach across 2,000 years. Stop trying to be a good person. Not because being good doesn't matter, but because trying is the problem. The moment you try to be good, you've split yourself in two, the current you bad, and the future you good. And now you're at war with yourself. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be, he wrote. Be one. But being one doesn't mean achieving some state of moral perfection. It means acting from where you are, as you are, with what you have. It means doing the next right thing, not because it will make you good, but because it's the next thing to do. You know what the next right thing is. You always know. The problem is, you want there to be a better option. One that doesn't require you to have that difficult conversation, make that painful decision, admit that mistake. You want the next right thing to also be the next easy thing. But life doesn't owe you easy. And here's the paradox. When you stop demanding easy, everything gets easier. Not because the tasks change, but because you stop wasting energy on resistance. You stop burning calories on the endless argument with reality about how things should be. Marcus ran an empire this way, made decisions that affected millions, fought wars, judged criminals, navigated the snake pit of Roman politics, all without ever believing it should be different than it was. He met reality on its own terms every single day. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Beautiful sentiment, right? Except Marcus wasn't writing greeting cards. He was reminding himself of this because he kept forgetting. Because every morning his brain wanted to start with the complaints, the worries, the endless to-do list of empire management. Sound familiar? You wake up and immediately the machinery starts. What do I have to do today? What did I fail to do yesterday? What could go wrong? What's already wrong? And before you've even opened your eyes properly, you're already behind, already failing, already wishing it was bedtime again. But what if you didn't? What if, just for one morning, you woke up without an agenda, without a story about who you are and what you need to accomplish to justify your existence? What if you just woke up? Marcus tried this and discovered something terrifying. Without all the noise, without all the stories, without all the problems to solve, there's just space. Vast, empty space where all your important thoughts used to be. Most people can't handle this. They immediately fill it with new noise, check their phone, turn on the news, start planning. But if you can sit in that space for even 30 seconds, something shifts. You realize the space isn't empty. It's full of the actual experience of being alive, the sensation of breathing, the play of light on the wall, the miracle of consciousness itself, aware and present and not needing to be anywhere else. This is what Marcus found in his tent at night, surrounded by the business of empire, perfect stillness at the center of perfect chaos. Not by escaping the chaos, by seeing through it. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. He wasn't being relativistic, he was being practical. Your problems, the ones that brought you to this video, are mostly made of opinions. Your opinions about how life should be, how you should be, how others should be. Strip away the opinions, and what's left? Just what's happening. And what's happening is usually manageable. It's the story about what's happening that's killing you. The meaning you're making, the implications you're drawing, the future you're projecting. All of that is just your mind doing what minds do, creating problems out of thin air so it has something to solve. But you can't solve your way out of being human. Trust me, Marcus tried. He had access to the best philosophers, the deepest thinkers, the accumulated wisdom of centuries. And you know what he concluded? Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Not in your circumstances, not in other people's behavior, not in achieving your goals or fixing your flaws, in your way of thinking. And the best way of thinking, as little as possible. This isn't anti-intellectual. Marcus was brilliant, educated, cultured, but he understood that thinking is a tool, not a way of life. You don't carry a hammer around all day looking for nails, so why carry your analytical mind around all day looking for problems? Put the hammer down, see what happens. What happens is you start to notice life directly instead of through the filter of your thoughts about it. You taste your coffee instead of planning your day. You feel the shower instead of rehearsing conversations. You experience your emotions instead of judging them. And slowly, without trying, without forcing, without any grand spiritual breakthrough, you start to live. Not better, not worse, just actually. Marcus never promised that philosophy would make you happy. He promised it would make you free. Free from the tyranny of your own expectations. Free from the prison of needing life to be different. Free from the exhausting performance of pretending you have it all figured out. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This wasn't motivational speaking. This was Marcus watching his entire life, everything he'd planned and wanted and worked toward get derailed by circumstances beyond his control. And instead of breaking him, it broke him open. Your obstacles aren't in your way. They are your way. That heartbreak that brought you here, it's not interrupting your journey. It is your journey. That failure you can't get over, it's not a detour. It's the main road. That anxiety that won't let you sleep, it's not a bug. It's a feature. Because every obstacle is an opportunity to practice the only skill that matters. Meeting reality without resistance. Not accepting it in some passive, defeated way, but meeting it fully, completely, with your whole being. Yes, this is painful. Yes, I wish it were different. And yes, I'm going to engage with it anyway. This is what the Stoics called the discipline of desire. Not the elimination of desire that's impossible and probably unhealthy, but the discipline to want what happens because it's the only thing that can happen. The past is fixed. The future is unknowable, and the present is non-negotiable. You found this video because something in your life has become non-negotiable, something you can't think your way out of, plan your way around, or positive think into submission. Good. Now you can stop trying to escape and start trying to understand. Understanding isn't solving. Understanding is seeing clearly. And what you see, when you really look, is that you've been fighting a war that doesn't exist against an enemy you invented for stakes that don't matter. You've been shadowboxing with reality and wondering why you're so tired. Marcus got tired too. Read between the lines of the meditations and you can feel his exhaustion, not with life itself, but with his own resistance to it. With his own tendency to make things harder by wishing they were easier. With his own mind's insistence on creating problems where none existed. So, he developed a practice. Every morning, before the demands of empire could claim him, he would remind himself of what was actually true. 1. You're going to die. Not someday, every day, a little bit. Every breath is one less. Every sunset is one fewer. This isn't morbid, it's liberating. When you really get that your time is limited, you stop wasting it on what doesn't matter. 2. You control almost nothing. Not other people, not circumstances, not outcomes, just your own responses, and even those are iffy on a bad day. This isn't depressing, it's relaxing. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you have energy for what you can actually influence. 3. This moment is all you have. The past is memory. The future is imagination, and both are just present thoughts. This isn't mystical, it's factual. When you stop time traveling in your mind, you arrive where you've always been. 4. Everything changes. Your problems, your pleasures, your body, your relationships, all of it is in constant flux. This isn't sad, it's hopeful. Whatever you're going through will pass, and so will whatever you're holding on to. 5. You are not your thoughts. You're the awareness that notices thoughts. This isn't spiritual bypassing, it's basic observation. When you realize you're not the voice in your head, you stop taking it so seriously. These aren't beliefs to adopt, they're facts to recognize. And when you recognize them, really recognize them, not just intellectually, but in your bones, something unclenches. That fist you've been making against life loosens, not because you've given up, but because you've finally understood what you're actually fighting. You're fighting the nature of existence itself. You're demanding that impermanence be permanent, that uncertainty be certain, that what's difficult be easy. You might as well demand that water flow uphill or that gravity work backwards. Marcus knew this, and yet he still showed up every day, still made decisions, still cared about outcomes. But he cared the way you care about a game you're playing, fully engaged, but not forgetting it's a game. serious but not grave, committed but not attached. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. He wasn't being cynical, he was being prepared. Not prepared to fight them or fix them or even avoid them, prepared to see them clearly and respond appropriately. Because when you expect people to be difficult, their difficulty stops being a personal affront. It's just what people do sometimes, like rain being wet or fire being hot. You don't take it personally when rain ruins your picnic. Why take it personally when humans act human? This extends to yourself. You're going to be weak today. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall short of your ideals. So, did you expect to suddenly become perfect? Did you think watching this video would transform you into someone who never struggles? The struggle is the point. The falling short is the practice. The mistakes are the teachers. Every time you fail, and don't make it mean anything about who you are fundamentally, you get a little freer. Every time you succeed and don't make it your identity, you get a little freer. Freedom isn't achieving some state where you no longer fail. Freedom is failing without adding a story about what it means. Marcus failed constantly, failed to live up to his own philosophy, failed to always respond wisely, failed to keep his temper with difficult people, and he wrote it all down, not as self-flagellation, but as simple observation. Here's what happened, here's how I responded, here's what I might try next time. No drama, no self-hatred, just clear seeing. You can do this too. Start today. Start with whatever brought you to this video. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of, how can I fix this? Try, what if this doesn't need fixing? Instead of, when will this be over? Consider, what if this is exactly where I need to be? Because it is. You are exactly where you need to be, not in some cosmic, everything happens for a reason way, but in the simple sense that you can't be anywhere else. This is where you are. These are the cards you've been dealt. This is the game you're playing. You can rage against it, or you can play it. Marcus chose to play. Despite losing his wife, despite his disappointing son, despite the endless wars and political intrigue and the literal plague that swept through Rome on his watch, he played the game of being Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, as well as he could with the hand he was dealt. And in playing it fully, not perfectly, but fully, he found something beyond winning or losing. He found the pure experience of being alive, unfiltered by opinions about whether it was good or bad, right or wrong, fair or unfair. Just the raw, immediate, undeniable fact of existence. This is what's waiting for you on the other side of your resistance. Not a better life, maybe that too, but no guarantees. What's guaranteed is a more vivid life. A life where you actually taste your food, feel your feelings, experience your experiences. Where you stop living at one, remove from your own existence, commenting on it, judging it, trying to improve it. Confine yourself to the present, not as a limitation but as a liberation. The present is the only place where life happens. Everything else is memory or imagination, both of which are just more thoughts arising now. When you really get this, not intellectually but viscerally, you stop trying to live in time and start living in reality. And reality, it turns out, is not nearly as problematic as your thoughts about it. Reality just is. It's your resistance that turns it into suffering, your stories that turn it into drama, your comparisons that turn it into failure. Strip all that away, and what's left? Just this, just now. Just the simple fact of being conscious in this moment, aware and present, and not needing anything to be different. Not because everything is perfect, but because needing things to be different is just another thought arising in the perfect sufficiency of now. Marcus died, of course. The empire crumbled, as empires do. Everything he worked for turned to dust. Everyone he loved became bones. And yet here we are, 2,000 years later, finding comfort in the words he scribbled by candlelight in a military tent, thinking no one would ever read them. What we do now echoes in eternity, he wrote. Not in some grand, cosmic sense, but in the simple sense that every moment fully lived adds to the sum total of life fully lived. Every time you meet reality without resistance, you make it a little easier for the next person to do the same. Every time you stop fighting what is, you add a little more peace to the world. This video found you because you're ready to stop fighting. Not ready to give up, ready to engage differently. Ready to meet life on its own terms instead of demanding it meet yours. Ready to discover what Marcus discovered in those dark nights on the frontier. That the peace you're seeking isn't on the other side of your problems. It's on the other side of your resistance to them. The only way out is through. And through doesn't mean fixing or solving or improving. Through means experiencing fully, without buffer, without filter, without the constant commentary of how it should be different. Through means this moment, exactly as it is, met with your complete presence. You already know how to do this. You've just forgotten. Every child knows how to be present. Every animal lives in the eternal now. It's thinking that takes us out of it, and thinking that can bring us back. Not more thinking less. Not better thoughts, fewer. Not positive thinking, just awareness of thinking. Watch your thoughts like Marcus watched his. Not to judge them, or improve them, or replace them with better thoughts. Just to see them for what they are, mental events arising and passing away, no more personal or permanent than clouds in the sky. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky through which they pass. And when you remember this, not once and for all, but again and again, moment by moment, something shifts. The problems don't disappear, but your problematic relationship with them does. The pain doesn't stop, but the suffering you add to it does. The difficulties remain difficult, but they stop being personal attacks from an unfair universe. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening, and you're part of it. The difference is everything. So whatever brought you here, whatever pain or problem or impossible situation, thank it. Without it, you'd still be sleepwalking. Still convinced that if you just worked harder, planned better, wanted more, you could finally get life to cooperate with your agenda. Your breakdown is your breakthrough. Your crisis is your opportunity. Your failure is your teacher. Marcus would understand. He wrote the meditations for himself. Remember, private notes from a man struggling to live wisely in impossible circumstances. He wasn't preaching from a place of attainment. He was practicing from a place of difficulty, just like you are now. The only difference between his difficulties and yours is that his had imperial scope. But at 3 a.m., lying awake worrying, an emperor feels exactly what you feel, the same anxiety, the same sense of inadequacy, the same wish that things were easier, and the same possibility of meeting it all with clarity instead of resistance. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Not positive thoughts, not negative thoughts, just seeing thoughts as thoughts and choosing which ones to feed with your attention. You can't control what thoughts arise, but you can control what happens next. Do you believe the thought? Do you fight it? Do you feed it with more thinking? Or do you just notice it and let it pass? Every moment offers this choice, and every choice shapes what comes next, not in some mystical way, in the most practical way possible. When you meet this moment with resistance, the next moment carries that tension. When you meet this moment with presence, the next moment has space to be something new. This is how you change your life. One moment at a time, one choice at a time, one breath at a time. Not by fixing everything that's wrong, but by meeting what is with less resistance. Not by becoming someone better, but by being who you are with less apology. Not by solving your problems, but by seeing that most of them exist only in your mind. Marcus knew he couldn't save Rome. He couldn't make his son wise. He couldn't stop the barbarians at the gates or the plague in the streets. But he could meet each challenge as it arose, without adding the extra weight of his opinions about how it should be different. And in that meeting, he found something beyond victory or defeat. He found peace. Not the peace of everything going well, the peace of everything going however it goes, and you meeting it fully. The peace of no longer needing life to be different than it is. The peace of playing your part in the grand drama without forgetting it's a drama. This video found you because you're ready for that peace. Not the fake peace of positive thinking or spiritual bypassing. The real peace of radical acceptance. The peace that includes your anxiety, your failures, your confusion. The peace that doesn't require you to be different or better or more enlightened. The peace of simply being human in this moment, with all that entails. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the space around your body. This is it. This is your life happening right now. Not when you figure everything out, not when you fix what's broken. Now, in the middle of the mess, with everything unresolved and unclear, this is where peace lives. Not in some future state of perfection, but in this present state of imperfection met without resistance. Marcus would be proud, not because you've achieved something, but because you've stopped trying to achieve your way out of being human. You've stopped treating life as a problem to be solved and started treating it as an experience to be had. You've stopped waiting for permission to be peaceful and realized peace was always just a choice away. Make that choice now, and now, and now, every moment, the same choice, resistance or acceptance, fighting or flowing, the story or the reality. You know which one leads to suffering and which one leads to freedom. The only question is, how much longer do you want to suffer before you choose? The answer, if you're honest, is no longer. You're done. That's why this video found you. That's why these words are landing. That's why something in you is saying yes, even as your mind generates its usual objections. You're ready to stop fighting reality and start living it. Welcome to the present. Welcome to what is. Welcome to the life you've been too busy resisting to notice. It's been waiting for you all along. Patient as gravity, inevitable as breath. All you had to do was stop trying to be somewhere else, someone else, in some other moment than this one. All you had to do was what Marcus did in his tent each night. Put down the burden of empire, put down the weight of expectations, put down the endless effort to make life match your ideas about it. Put it all down and see what remains. What remains is life itself. Raw, immediate, uncertain, beautiful, difficult, brief. What remains is you, stripped of pretense, free of the need to be anything other than what you are. What remains is this moment, complete in itself, lacking nothing, requiring nothing, offering everything. This is what Marcus found. This is what's here for you. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now, in the middle of whatever brought you here, the search is over. You are already home. You just forgot to notice. Notice now.